Good evening. Leading the news this Monday, at the Pan Am crash in Scotland, a suitcase is being studied for clues to a possible explosion. Muslim kidnappers released 2 little French girls held hostage for a year. Israel said it would welcome a visit by the President of Egypt. We'll have details in our news summary in a moment. After the news summary, 4 Armenian Americans discuss the impact of the Soviet earthquake on the image of Armenians to themselves and to the outside world. Joining us are Vartan Gregorian, president of the New York Public Library, history professor Richard Hovhannissian, art historian Lucy Dermanuelian, and author Michael Arlen. Next, a documentary report from Silicon Valley on the struggle with Japan for high-tech toys. Finally, correspondent Joanna Simon profiles an opera singer who lost her voice and found a new career.
Funding for the MacNeil-Lehrer NewsHour is provided by AT&T, combining everything people like about telephones with everything they expect from computers to make everything about information easy. AT&T. Additional funding is provided by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, a catalyst for change, and this station and other public television stations, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
In the Pan Am crash in Scotland, a suitcase and pieces of wreckage are being examined for evidence of a possible explosion. We have a report by Ann Lucas of Independent Television News.
It's taken investigators 5 days to reach a preliminary conclusion because wreckage is scattered over such a wide area. But so far they've found no proof of structural failure. But important evidence has been found, including a suitcase and significant pieces of wreckage. They will be analysed at the Royal Armament Research Establishment in Kent. Amid the search for evidence, private grief continues. Flowers for Dora and Maurice Henry in the crater where their house used to be in Sherwood Crescent. As the street is gradually cleared, the remains of more victims have been found by sniffer dogs. Police have again widened the search area in an effort to find the most scattered remains before the looters do. 1 man has been arrested, and police are investigating reports of sightseers going through the personal belongings of victims. The alleged looting has added to the trauma. Each house received a leaflet on dealing with the stress as special counsellors took relatives from America and Japan to the crash scene. Relatives will attend a requiem mass for the dead tonight.
Back in the U.S., an Eastern Airlines jet made an emergency landing today after a crack was discovered in the fuselage. The Boeing 727 with 110 on board was en route from Rochester, New York to Atlanta. It was cruising at 31,000 feet when an 18-inch by 6-inch hole opened up near the back rows of the plane, causing a loss of compression. Passengers were forced to put on their oxygen masks before the plane landed safely in Charleston, West Virginia. There were no injuries. It is not yet clear what caused the hole. In Lebanon, a Palestinian guerrilla group says it released 2 little French girls it has held captive with their mother for more than a year. We have a report by David Simmons of Worldwide Television News.
The father, grandmother and uncle of the 2 girls were unaware of their release until they had arrived back at Orly Airport. They left Beirut, sure that their trip to secure the girls' release had been in vain. Brigitte Valente, grandmother of Marie-Laure Betty, aged 7, and Virginie, who's 6, had taken Christmas gifts to Lebanon to give to the children. The girls' captors, the radical Fatah Revolutionary Council, headed by Abu Nidal, did not specify where they would be released or when or where they would arrive in France.
The girls and their mother were seized along with 5 Belgians from a yacht off the Israeli-occupied Gaza Strip. Their captors claimed they were spying for Israel. President-elect George Bush said today he hoped that a visit to Israel by Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak would improve Middle East peace prospects, but he did not plan any early initiative himself. Over the weekend, Mubarak was reported to be considering making the first visit by an Egyptian president since the late Anwar Sadat last went in 1979. Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Shamir said he would welcome a visit by Mubarak. A Shamir spokesman said the Prime Minister might ask the United States and the Soviet Union both to sponsor Middle East peace talks. That was said to be part of a new peace initiative Shamir is reportedly considering.